Hello friends, welcome back to Knowledge Factory. I am here with another sales related book. Today's buyer have more power than ever before. They have more stake, they have more information and more control over the buying process. They always almost enter the sales negotiation in a much stronger position than the salespeople on the other side. The results are sadly predictable. Salespeople and their company always end up in a losing side of the deal. In the sales vernacular, salespeople want to get ink, that is, get prospect signature on contracts. Each year, sales professionals leave billions of dollars on the table because they are outgunned, outmaneuvered, and outplayed by savvy buyers. Author Jeb Blount is a motivational speaker and sales acceleration expert. He transforms organizations by optimizing talent, leveraging training to cultivate a high performance sales culture, developing leadership and coaching skills, and applying more effective organizational design. Let us discover what Jeb Blount can teach the readers from his experience to help them bargain for ink with more power and confidence. In this brutal paradigm, if you fail to master the skills, strategies, and tactics to stand toe to toe with modern buyers and win at sales negotiation table, your income and long-term earning potential will suffer, along with your company's growth, profits, and market valuation. Many salespeople are anxious when negotiating and fearful of possible negative consequences of saying or doing something ineffective. The biggest reason people often find themselves at disadvantage during negotiations is because they don't have sufficient additional prospects in their pipelines. They are therefore desperate to make sale. Here are the two immutable laws. First, salespeople make too many concessions when they absolutely have to make a sale. Second, the greater the pressure on salespeople to conclude a negotiation, the lower the chances that they will secure a great deal. To counter these negatives, follow 7 basic rules as the foundation of your sale negotiation planning, preparation, tactics, and across the table activities. Win first, then negotiate. Don't enter into any negotiation unless the prospect considers you to be the vendor of choice, and don't begin negotiating until you have concluded the sales process. Once prospects commit to buying from you, they want to conclude the transaction. Use this leverage to arrive at an acceptable price and terms. Second, play to win. Many salespeople mistakenly believe that the ideal outcome of any sales negotiation is a win-win. Both sides get something they want. When it comes to diplomacy and conflict resolution, win-win makes sense. In sales negotiations, win-win is irrelevant. Do your best to gather all the marbles. The next step is to protect relationships. Maintain a positive relationship with the prospect, who will hopefully become your customer and a repeat customer. Be focused and tough, but courteous and empathetic. This calls for sales-specific emotional intelligence or sales EQ. If you handle the initial sales negotiation correctly, you will develop a positive long-term relationship with your customer. That means future sales. Fourth, emotional discipline wins. To become a successful sales negotiator, you must master your emotions, notably fear, desperation, insecurity, need for significance, attachment, eagerness, and worry. Winning a negotiation requires willpower and emotional discipline. Next, to master sales negotiation, you must master the sales process. Successful sales negotiators present a solid business case for the prospect to buy what they are selling. They must handle objections deftly and secure the needed leverage to negotiate effectively. Sales negotiation power rests on each party's viable alternatives. The more alternatives each party has, the more power the party possesses. If your prospect has competitive options in mind, do your part to eliminate them. Moving on, never give your leverage away for free. Your leverage is your currency. Use it to get the other party to change his or her mind about the goals of the negotiation. Like everything else of value, don't give this away for nothing. The last step is to eliminate and neutralize alternatives. Buyers can roll out a powerful weapon during any negotiation, a warning that if they don't get what they want, they will move on to some other vendor. Operate from a position of power to counteract this weapon. The more micro commitments you you secure from your prospects in advance, the less likely they will be to try to scare you with threats of going to your competitors. Micro commitments are the step-by-step promises an adroit seller elicits from prospects before contract negotiations. Micro commitments trade on the consistency principle, which many people refer to as the investment effect. Moving on, your power in a sales negotiation depends on how well you master and implement the sales process. Follow these steps. Identify potential prospects, qualify them, meet them, align the buying process with the selling process, identify the relevant stakeholders, secure helpful micro commitments, discover as much as relevant information as you can get about the buyer's primary concerns, plan optimal solutions to their problems, make a presentation, create a proposal, develop a value bridge connecting your proposal to stakeholders' preferred business outcome, handle objections, negotiate with potential buyers, and finally achieve ink. While all these steps are essential, gathering relevant information about their primary concerns matters more than any other step. Insufficient discovery is often the primary reason salespeople find themselves in a weak power position. Proper discovery enables you to construct compelling sales and negotiation strategies. Devote 80% of your time to discovery activities. The better informed you are, the stronger your position will be. If the sales process works perfectly, negotiations aren't necessary. But almost nothing in life or sales ever works perfectly. Plan the exact steps you will need to follow to negotiate a deal. The deal sales negotiation conversation framework gives you a step-by-step plan for negotiating. It is made up of these four elements. First, discover what are the buyer's primary concerns. What do they want most from the deal? What are their alternatives? Second, explain. Make the value of your proposal clear to the buyer. Third, align. For each negotiation, every salesperson needs a give-take playlist (GTP) of concessions and other factors. Align your concessions and takeaways with the elements your buyer will accept. Fourth, lock. Request a commitment on the aligned agreement. After that, it's time to get some ink. The sales negotiation table is usually an actual table, but not always. It may be a phone, it may be a series of emails or text messages. No matter what form of a negotiation takes, the underlying dynamic, the basic communication between people remains the same. The better you communicate, the more effective you will be as a sales negotiator. Follow these 7 rules for communicating well during the sales negotiations. First, to control the conversation, you must first control your emotions. Advanced planning helps. Second, people respond in kind. Maintain a confident and relaxed demeanor. Third, questions control the conversation flow. Salespeople lose when they do all the talking. Ask questions to get your buyers to engage in the conversations. Fourth, to know what other people are thinking, they must tell you. Don't make snap judgments or jump to conclusions. Never assume. Ask and listen. Fifth, communication fails if the other party isn't thinking the same thing you are thinking. Clarify everything. Sixth, communication fails if the other party is thinking about your behavior rather than the deal. Never be rude or to argue with your buyers. Finally, do not allow silence to intimidate you. A few seconds when no one speaks can disconcert any salesperson. The most effective game plan is to stay silent. Don't speak. This will prevent you from inadvertently blurting out something that undermines your sale. That's it about this book. Negotiating a sale is not a win-win situation. Your purpose is not to feel good about yourself or to get the buyer to feel good about you. Your purpose is to secure the best deal you can for your company. Assess yourself. Are you a quality sales professional? Are you a knowledgeable sales negotiator? Do you proactively control what you can control? How is your mindset? Are you acting and reacting effectively? Do you have the right attitude? And finally, are you in charge of your emotions? Remember, sales negotiation begins and ends with emotion. This week I would recommend You Can Negotiate Anything by Herb Cohen. Though it is another sales and negotiation book, here author Herb Cohen provides real-life examples of negotiation rather than definition and theories. So therefore I would strongly recommend this to all the sales professionals. So that's it for this week. See you in my next week. Bye.